Allied tower is
Here comes my minions. Yeah, here they come.
Hey guys, what is going on? Chris here with Shughead Gaming, bringing you my review for Megalith, developed by Disruptive Games and released January 8th, 2019 on PSVR for an estimated price of $30. Of course, that depends on your region. As usual, this game was reviewed on the PS4 Pro. Megalith is an action-packed Moba hero shooter that transforms you into a titan, letting you use your massive size and firepower to compete with others in a quest to become a god. Immersed in the conflict of an ancient world, you will need to use a combination of teamwork and skill to survive. Fight for supremacy on the fields of battle using free locomotion, strategy, and destructible environments. Megalith proved to be a fun and polished experience when we last saw it in beta, but does the whole game bring enough to the table to sustain this online PvP shooter? Let's find out. As always guys, if you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more PSVR content from me, please consider subscribing, and for video updates, hit that bell icon. And remember, if you want more PSVR news and info, check Shughead Gaming out on Twitter and Facebook. Starting off this review, let's talk graphics. Not much has changed since the open beta, and that's just fine with me. Megalith goes for a visual look not unlike that of another well-known hero shooter, and that of course is Overwatch. Like Overwatch before, Megalith goes for a clean and vibrant art style that leans towards the cartoon visual side of things, but with a visual style all its own, looking similar in sorts to the previously released Ancient Emulator. This art style with its vibrant cartoon approach to the visuals actually really works and looks great in the headset. Visuals are sharp and draw distance is flawless when looking across the battlefield. Similarities are again unavoidable to Overwatch, as hero characters really do look like characters that could have easily come off the Blizzard assembly line, both in design and in the visual execution of each character's assortment of special abilities. Characters are varied in design and animate well, with lighting and particle effects being used to great effect to make abilities feel powerful and unique to each hero. Level destruction, while present, is used sparingly, but is still appreciated nonetheless. Similarly with the sense of scale when in-game, as I appreciated stomping past all my little minions, but still never really felt like the god among men I was supposed to. This was likely due to the arena feeling purpose-built to be an arena of the gods, though, instead of taking place in the cities and town of the puny humans all around. All in all, Megalith is a fantastic-looking PSVR game that truly feels polished and of a high quality. Unfortunately, as will become a common complaint throughout my review, it is the lack of arena variety and low hero count that brings some visual tedium to the table, with not even a change in daytime brought in to liven up the single arena on tap. And yes, that's the same arena we played in the beta. As such, it is a shame to see such a well-designed and graphically impressive PSVR game lack so much in visual variety. Sound is up next.
Allied tower is under attack. Allied tower destroyed.
Like the visuals before, Megalith competently plays in the same arena as other prominent hero shooters and MOBA games alike. Heroes don't possess the same striking and memorable audio identity inherent in such games as Overwatch, with Megalith's lack of memorable one-liners accompanying combat. That being said, some may find this a check in the plus column due to the irritation these can bring in the long term. Outside of this, Megalith brings with it a plethora of unique and high-quality sound effects that never left me wanting something more. Every special ability across every character all sounded unique and powerful and fit well inside the quality 3D sound mix. My only real nitpick when looking at the character sounds was a lack of booming foot stomps. As a giant godlike creature, I would have appreciated hearing and feeling that heft when stomping across the battlefield. As a result, I found myself always feeling like I was kind of floating across the battlefield, and just lacked that feeling of presence in the game. Music here is used sparingly, but is fine when it is, as is the same with voice work that predominantly is reserved for the ref-like overseer that booms over the battle. At the end of the day, Megalith is never really anything special in its audio design, but still manages to competently check off all the right boxes to deliver a very solid sound package that complements a game in this genre. Next up is gameplay. Megalith is one part FPS hero shooter like Overwatch and one part MOBA with its focus on base destruction and your minions of red shirts. As a 2v2 online shooter, victory is won by pushing through the enemy's defenses and destroying their primary power core. The premise is simple and a staple of the Moba genre, but success and long-term replay value is in the secret sauce of learning how to use different titans and their unique abilities to counter the other team's chosen titans. Unfortunately, with only 5 titans at launch and a 6th locked behind a paywall or pre-order bonus, long-term replay value is a big question mark unless Disruptive Games gets additional characters out quickly and at a significantly cheaper price than what is being asked for right now for the current DLC character. This lack of content is also magnified greatly by Megalith only shipping with one map, the same one from the beta. While MOBA fans may try and defend this as being a norm in the MOBA world, this lack of content is unacceptable for a strictly PvP online game, where this lack of content at the game's current asking price gives me real doubts of Megalith's long-term success and player base. Unfortunately, this lack of content is made even more painful when playing the existing game and realizing how much fun it is, and especially when jumping in with 3 other friends. Megalith's gameplay is fun, addictive, and most importantly balanced across the 6 current Titan characters. All 6 characters vary in speed, durability, and range of attacks, and bring with them 4 unique abilities with recharge rates. 1 core attack ability, and of course 1 special ability that, while it takes the longest to charge up, is often a game changer if it's used correctly. Some characters are slow tanks with heavy up-close damage, others may specialize in remote sentry towers and favor defensive strategies, while others tend to go for more ranged attacks and speed of movement. Learning each character and which characters team up well is the real challenge of Megalith and a lot of fun. The single arena is littered with attackable defensive towers designed to slow the advance of incoming forces. This is further built upon strategy-wise by giving each team a superpowered siege minion they can unlock deep in enemy territory by destroying its shackles and releasing it upon the enemy's stronghold. Combine all of this with a constant swarm of attacking minions coming from each team's base and your own personal super minions that you can charge up and release, and you start to see the layers of strategy that can be utilized. With only 2 characters on each team, communication and strategy is the key to winning, as you both learn when and how to balance defensive and offensive strategies, in addition to some well-timed sneaking. Titans here, much like Overwatch, come fully upgraded, so there's no upgrade tree to worry about. Instead, points earned by unlocking in-game achievements can be used to buy additional skins. With the exception of its lack of launch content, the only really other major gripe I have with Megalith is its confusing matchmaking options. Let's be clear, Megalith does allow for custom matchmaking with friends, but you would be forgiven for thinking that it doesn't. Nowhere on any screen does it ever give you this option. However, by accident, my friends and I realized that if you are in a PSN party and are all in the game's lobby, when someone launches a match, the other party members receive an invitation to join. While this deal-breaking option for many would be so buried and unintuitive is beyond me. But yeah, it's there. Megalith controls well regardless of whether you choose to use 2 move controllers or a DS4. Both allow for smooth turning and both utilize full locomotion as the only way to move throughout the game world. Moving and turning with the moves is actually very well done, and despite my tendency to feel like I should be able to attack by swinging my arms, and this actually not being a mechanic of the game, it was easily my chosen method of control. Being able to run in one direction, look another, and still shoot anywhere will always be the way I play in VR. Megalith can be played seated or standing with a moderate amount of room, being recommended to facilitate swinging arms. Motion sickness could be an issue for some due to the locked-in smooth locomotion, but there are blinders and click turning as comfort options for those who need them. So like I said, I just want more to give this fun and polished game some life beyond its first few weeks. A few more characters, at least 6 more maps and a few more modes, and some focus on additional verticality, and PSVR could very well have had its Overwatch. And that brings us to fun factor and my final review. Megalith is fun. It's actually really fun with friends and makes you want to go back for more. The gameplay is solid and the game itself feels polished and ready for prime time. Unfortunately, the lack of content severely hurts this game's chances of keeping lobbies full beyond these first few weeks. I hate number ratings and instead rate games based on a scale of buy, wait for a sale, or burn it to the ground. With Megalith due for launch on PCVR in a few months and planned crossplay, I can't help but feel this game is better left for a purchase then. With hopefully a renewed interest in the game, a larger player base, and hopefully a much more complete content offering, it may even actually be worth the higher than average asking price Megalith is currently listed at. As much as I love this game, I simply cannot recommend a game with 1 map, 5 characters, and what appears to be a future pattern of asking top dollar for a DLC character that should absolutely be included in a game so hurting for content. So yeah, guys, this is definitely a wait for a sale, or at least a wait for more content to justify the price. Keep it here for further updates as new DLC is added in future Megalith updates. Anyways, that's it for me. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more PSVR content from me, please consider subscribing, and for video updates, hit that bell icon. I will catch you guys on my next video.